It's 2 a.m. or some shit now. Got better shit to do, so I don't know. It's a lot of like stuff in the world that's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of stupid that we like all have to. You ever thought it's kind of dumb that like we're expected to work like 40 hours a week and some shit? It's like productivity is a lot higher now than it was in the past, and we could certainly afford to do stuff for a shorter amount of time while getting a certain amount of stuff done, right? It's like if you look back in the past, people didn't work as long as we do now. They worked fairly hard for sure. I mean, agricultural labor is hard, such like that. But like even nowadays in like Africa and India and stuff, farmers will only generally be like sun up till sundown during harvest season. It's like when it's time for anything else, it's just maintenance and fucking around the village and drinking alcohol and shit. um, so yeah, uh, yeah. So it's kind of like you have these corporations who want to squeeze out every last bit of profit that they can, and it's a really shallow way to live, right? It's like life is so fragile. We talk about it in like almost like reduced statistical terms, right? Talking about 1,000, 2,000 casualties in a battle, talking about, singing a song about hundreds of people being slain in a certain event or something, 55 people died in certain thing in news event. It's all detached to us, but it's like every single one of those people is a fully sentient human being who lived and breathed, and there's no guarantee that they'll, ever, I mean, unless there's reincarnation in some form, there's no guarantee that they'll ever come back in any way, or there's no guarantee that they'll be in an afterlife or something. That could just that's the end of their existence right there, and you multiply that by however many number of people there is, right? It's finality on a grand scale, and it's something that people don't really put a lot of weight on because it's hard to put a lot of emotional weight on it, right? It's painful to think like 10,000 people who are just like me, suddenly don't exist anymore. Um, yeah, and wherever they're going, even if they'll be reincarnated or whatever, they're certainly not as themselves in their current lives. They're gone. That part is an absolute. So yeah, um, yeah. But to get back to the point of like money, it's a hollow way to live, right? It's like there's life can end so quickly. There's so much to live for. So much better things to focus on than getting that extra $1 billion or whatever, right? Just so long as you can feed yourselves, and so long as you can like drink water and everything like that, right? It's like, well, I guess internet, food, water, internet. I don't know. Heat, light. As long as you got the basics, it's like not really. I know that looks creepy. I'm just fidgeting with my eye. Makes me look like a fucking horror fucking movie thing or something when I do that on the camera. But yeah, it's if you can afford what you need, then don't try and find fulfillment from things other than just making more and more money, that sort of thing. Yeah, I guess I've just been I don't know. I guess for another thing, I've just been kind of like like just chilling all day, right? It's like I just recently changed the majors in school, and it's like it's often hard, right? It's like even after days of not doing much, it's like hard, very genuinely like difficult. Like there's a mental barrier to getting back into doing any sort of work. And part of that maybe my ADHD, which kind of makes it hard to start tasks in some cases, but also just regular old procrastination and work not being mentally rewarding, right? Hopefully we get to a point one day where it's like people don't have to work to live, right? Where you can just like sit on your arse all day and just and sip coffee and fucking troll people on Discord. That's all you need to do to stay alive, right? That would be nice. That'd be nice. And I mean, speaking of trolling people on Discord, I mean, I've been having some fun in that regard, right? It's, you know, fucking being like, hey, do you guys you guys ever been to SawCon before? SawCon these nuts, got him. Yeah. But, you know, I wish that, you know, it would be ideal if that could be a bigger part of my day than fucking sitting down and fucking reading my anthropology textbook just so I can fucking work towards a degree, get a job, so I don't have to fucking, you know, not eat, you know, fucking, you know, yeah, starve, you know, not have internet, which is critical for me, not have shelter, you know, not have, you know, fucking basic hygiene supplies, right? You know, be able to have my own soap and shower and shit. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, take everything in stride, right? I guess it's. I guess I wonder, like, because there are people out there who are like legit workaholics, right? It's like they live for work. They just want to do thing after things. Like they can't live without feeling useful, and it's. I wonder if it's like genetically influenced at all. Well, it probably is, right? It's like genetics. Genetics load the gun, like nature loads the gun, nurture pulls the trigger, right? It's like the genetics predispose you to things, and then your upbringing determines how that'll manifest. Which is, you know, what's that? Oh, which is, you know, always true. Maybe it can be a cultural thing, like if you grew up in a society where laziness was seen as like a super bad thing, or whatever. Then I could see that. Well, probably a lot of people would just be miserable in that case if you go back to like, I don't know, the 19th century or something, you know, when you had like vagrancy being like a fucking well, loitering is still a crime in some places nowadays for some fucking reason, but you know, I guess if it's like being on public property without that area's permission, I can understand. But you know, an expectation that if you're not working, you know, 12 hours a day, you're a fucking lazy piece of shit. But that's, you know, stuck up like 19th century industrialists, which was much worse than it was for any time in history before, and obviously worse than it is now, right? It's unnatural, dehumanizing, just profit, you know, get back into KG, wagey, right? You know, sort of thing. And it's well, yeah, you know, again, life is fleeting. All those people who marched for workers' rights, you know, over 100 years ago are dead now. They're dead. It's a good thing they used their life for something good. And all those people back then who never stood up for themselves, well, now it's too late for them to stand up for themselves. They wasted their lives. Got to retire one day and barely able to mentally and physically recover, if they were at all, before they died of old age. Or maybe they just collapsed and died before they were able to retire, if they retired ever at all. You know, to work until they die or something. I don't know how it was in the 19th century or whatever in that regard, but it was like, you know, oh, you work until you fall over dead at fucking 67 or something. You know, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah. What else was I gonna? Well, I don't know. Well, I guess I'll talk about one of my favorite subjects, which is VTubers. Inevitably, that's going to be a common theme on my channel. There was a funny video recently where 4 members of Hololive English were on a fucking Minecraft server, and one of them, Koseki Biju or Bibu, was like found like a glitch for like repeated fishing, right? Like a fishing boost with a fishing rod and such like that. She got away with it for like 3.5 minutes until like the server admin like basically was just like, Bibu, you are banned. And he called her Bibu. He didn't call her Koseki Biju, her actual proper name. So I guess he's a pebble named for Bibu fans, right? You know, he was actually watching this stream and busted her And she was scared of it, and it actually happened, which is kind of funny if you think about it. So yeah. Anyways, I've been yapping for fucking 10 minutes, just for fucking 10 minutes. I'm gonna shut up and turn it off. No, it's not because of extending the video intentionally. I don't even have enough subscribers to be monetized, even if I care to be at the moment. But just kind of a nice round number to end things on. All right.